'cause Ninja got a low taper fade. No, I'm not doing that. So we're going to watch the second episode of The Apprentice and react and see what happens. Grab yourself a tiny little drink, snack. Let's go.
Hello?
JLB credit, fuck off, please. I'm going to make that joke every single week, by the way, so.
Okay, thank you.
Let's get down to business.
Right, enough of that.
Why isn't he there as well? He's working from home. No one else can.
Anisa has put herself forward as project manager. The others jumped on it straight away. I mean, she was project manager last week and the team lost. Quite a brave decision for them to back her again.
Well, not really, because it wasn't her fault that they lost last week. It was the sales side, which she wasn't part of. And I think it's just a bit of an indictment on the other people on her team for not wanting to be project managers.
It's all about kind of hustling.
One thing I would say is obviously we want these brands to back us. I think potentially money, hustling, that might not be something brands want to back.
Johnny is absolutely right here. A lot of brands are not going to be wanting to attach themselves to this hustle culture, make money at any means necessary position. I think there are some brands that will love it and will grab on and will just be all over it, all on board, like, but not all brands. I think given the task here is revenue, it's going to really niche them. Like, it might be they can get one brand who will give them, £1 million, just go away and do it. But there's also a risk that that £1 million won't come up. It just won't be there. There won't be the right brand. And if you don't get the right brand, then very few are going to be like, yeah, that really aligns to our brand image.
So for the character creation team, I'd love Liam to be the sub-team leader. I think with all of the experience that you have in creating your own brand, I think it'd be really relevant.
That's such a bizarre choice. Jordan is I know he's young, and I guess this is maybe part of it, because he's only 22 at the point where they're recording this. I think it's 22, let me check. He did tell me. So Jordan is 22, so I wonder whether that's part of it. He's just too young to be trusted. But there's just no reason for Liam to be chosen specifically over Jordan, which I'd want to have someone's specialty be used. And then if they're rubbish at it, great. You've got rid of them as competition. Or they're great and you've won the task.
Grab a seat.
From familiar face and former hitmaker Trey.
It's Trey! Oh my god! He gives me such good vibes. He seems just like a nice guy who, I don't know, he just seems friendly.
So everyone's clear on the vision, strong, female empowered.
So they're looking for Taylor Swift, the new virtual Taylor Swift, and the other team are looking for money-making duo who are hustling and...
You want something punchy, something quick, you're just going to remember. Cash and Banks, for me, is the one.
As sub-team leader, I'm going to make the decision to go with Fred and Nads.
I think it's really interesting that Liam kind of takes some ownership here, because he clearly thinks that Jordan should have been chosen to be sub-team leader, but he's been chosen as that sub-team leader. So is he in the right or the wrong? I'm not sure. Part of me feels like he should have just delegated authority to Jordan, be like, you know what you're talking about here. I'm going to actually delegate this to you. But I guess if something goes wrong, he's accountable anyway, so...
It is missing something. Could we have so you go could we have something like
They aren't musicians. This doesn't seem particularly fair. I know they've got a crash course from Trey, but it doesn't seem particularly fair to put them in a position where they're expected to know what sounds good and what is good and good music sounds like. And I suspect they're not being graded against that anyway. I don't think if it was a bad song, it's going to matter too much. But it does feel a little unfair to sit them in a room and be like, right, do a good composition. Yeah, they've got professionals in there, but is that helpful? Is that useful? Does that tell you anything about their acumen as business professionals, given they're not going to be making calls about this? You'd hope. They're going to outsource this to professionals. I do outsource it to professionals because I don't know anything about music composition. And I wouldn't, unless my business plan is all about making music, well, that doesn't matter. So I'm confused why this is the task. I feel like they should have just had, here's 5 songs, here's 5, loops, 5 sets of lyrics. You've got to join them together in a way that's somewhat compelling, because that might be a call you're asked to make, and go from there. Then make the video itself like they're going to do. But That's very different than being asked to basically come up with music from scratch yourself. I don't know. I feel it's asking a little much of people who are just not. They're not musicians. They're not music professionals.
Okay, honestly, guys, one voice at a time. We do need just really quickly get it down. So too many cooks is going to spoil the soup. So, guys, sorry, please. So now I'm just going to say, for this portion, myself and Frederick make decisions. And if you guys have to chime in, can you just put your hand up, please?
Like, are they children? I think there's an element of like people management as the project manager that's important, but there's just a kind of overreach here of, and you can see it on their faces, they're finding it really awkward. They're being told to shut up by an equal, who is just just taking control. And I think that's like, it's going to really kind of stop collaboration. There's too many people there are, but everyone's in the process. You don't want to be sitting doing nothing.
Do we like that?
Yeah.
Do we like it?
Do you want to speak to Fred?
It's fair play. Like that is the response you're going to get because you've told everyone to shut up. Everyone's going to wait until you tell them to go again.
Project manager Anisa.
I think for now, is everyone happy?
It's interesting looking Taylor Swift. This is Taylor Swift. Actually, I can't show a photo of Taylor Swift. Actually, this is my artist's rendition of Taylor Swift. This is the pop star they've created. They don't look quite the same.
Hope that he's not playing silly tactics and silly games.
Maximum England. Da, 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 da.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, cool.
I think they look cool, man.
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
It's safe to say Jordan isn't happy in this circumstance. And I think it's really challenging as a kind of an expert in this to kind of sit there and have your view completely disregarded. I don't know what the solution is because they are disregarding him. I don't know why. I don't have a necessary a reason, but they are disregarding him. And that's really challenging to sit there and have that. But at the same time, he is doing it quite maturely. He is just sitting there and accepting, well, I've made my peace. They don't have to listen to it. And if we lose, I can't be held responsible because I've made it clear what I think. But I think that's really challenging. What would you do in that situation? You're an expert and you can't influence the decision. What would you do? Let me know in the comments.
Something robotic, kind of. Yeah, AI. Definitely BAFTA worthy.
Motivational poet. Keep grinding. Keep going.
I don't know why Avan's so proud that she came out with that idea. Because that's a dreadful idea.
The big reveal of Bammy.
Right, let's talk about it. There's many words I could use to talk about this. It is an interesting design decision. The brief, it's pop music, empowered woman. Does this scream that in any way? To me, absolutely not. You know, she's got pink hair because that's empowered. Okay, sure. She's got loud clothing because that's empowered. Okay, sure. She looks about 40 and from Mordor. Is that empowered? Maybe. Ultimately, what this shouts to me is not empowered pop star, but 45-year-old mum of two who has just been to the parish council in her latest strip. You know, she's killing it. She's killing her life. But that's not a pop star. Because she's dripped out. She is dripped out. You know, that purple coat, amazing. But it's not a pop star. This isn't a pop star.
Everyone said yes.
When
I say, are you happy?
I never once said I was happy with that.
One thing I'm observing right now, there is so much conflict in the team, and this is why this has gone completely wrong.
That is the second week, 100% of the week so far, in a row, that Carlo has created an environment where people are frustrated at him, and if they don't win, he will go home. I'm confident of that.
I didn't necessarily straight away get that there was a microphone there. It just looks like a peanut to me, to be honest.
I'm not an expert in peanuts. I can't claim to be an expert in peanuts, but in the editing room, I'm gonna have a little look. This is a peanut. This is their logo. They sit here now. I don't think they look very similar.
You can have it all. She can have it all.
Original poem, keep grinding, keep going.
Both of those were dreadful. Completely dreadful. But again, the point of this is not to produce music. They're not musicians. So any criticism I have of the music is pretty immaterial. Though, you can't really hear what the second song is saying, which does feel like anyone should know that. And I don't think the effect that's been added adds anything of any positive value. And maybe quite a lot of negative value, which is not what you want. Because as a business owner, if you're involved in any part of the marketing, which especially at a startup level you would be, if you're making those kind of calls, which you would potentially be, it could have a massively detrimental impact. And I guess it becomes a question of judgment. You added this. Why? What were you thinking?
This is our character.
She doesn't look like a pop star to me.
Yes, it's unfortunately giving mum vibes at this point.
40-year-old mum who's just been to the parish hall and is in her new drip.
Look at me in this dress.
We're here to show you.
I need that wig. I need it. I need that wig. If you know where that wig is, drop it in the comments because I need to buy it. Okay? I need that wig. She can have it all, and I can have it all. Why she go limp at the end?
Wears what she wants. She does what she wants.
She does what she wants. She wears what she wants. She says what she wants, and she slumps when she wants.
Caroline, lovely to meet you. And
again, why are they all there? There's so many of them.
I just think simple is quite a different world. It's
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that we are not fitting with your demographic.
Nadi was asked not to be there, but she is there. So what's the point of her not giving a presentation on the stage?
Do you think it might look a bit like a tampon?
Welcome back to part 2 of the Does This Look Like a Microphone challenge. Here we have the logo. And here we have the tampon. Well, a tampon, not the tampon, obviously. How similar do they look? Pretty similar. More similar than a peanut in the logo. But nonetheless, tampon definitely more similar than it otherwise should be for a brand that isn't about that at all. But maybe that's part of female empowerment. That would be how maybe you could spin it.
You're a great brand, simple.
They're Shake-Up Cosmetics.
Sorry?
They're Shake-Up Cosmetics, they're not simple.
Me after I forget someone's name immediately after they introduce themselves.
Anisa, you've become the project manager again, the second time round.
Yep. Lord Sugar, I'm a strong businesswoman with a natural confidence.
You're desperate to get home quickly, or
No,
what?
no. I have full faith in myself.
I think going for project manager twice is a really bold decision. I think it's one of those high risk, high reward. I think if she loses, she's probably gone home, even though Carlo is probably the architect of failure. Although she did say Taylor Swift and then created Bammy. So high risk, because if you lose, you're basically going home because you're saying I'm kind of responsible for both losing, and there has to be some level of accountability for project manager at some point, especially if you keep losing. If you win, well, okay, you're now at a 50% win rate. You've done project manager twice, which shows that you're willing to put yourself out there, and you've demonstrated some key skills, so you're kind of safe for the next few weeks unless you really, really screw up. I think it's a risk worth taking, though, because a lot of them haven't had any airtime, but Anisa said quite a bit, simply because she has been project manager twice.
My first impression is it's a suppository.
Welcome back to part 3 of What Does This Logo Look Like? We've had peanut, we've had tampon, and now we have suppository. So, which one do you think wins? This is the logo. This is a suppository. How similar do you think they look? And while you're down there, hit like, hit subscribe, and share this video to your crush.
Let's call it 50 grand, shall we? Because that's all that's guaranteed. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're joking. Okay.
No, I'm not joking.
No, I know
I'm
you're
being
not. No,
practical.
can I just add to that?
I'm being realistic.
No, I understand.
It's 50 grand. Sorry.
What did Melika want to add there? I am desperate to find out what she wanted to add, because I think it's a fair way of saying it is only worth 50 grand, because after a year it's just, it's basically a 1 year deal. What did she want to add? Did she want to add like some pointing of the finger that like you're rubbish? What did she want to add? I want to know. I need to know. What did Melika want to add?
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
Sorry, is that so far the winning team have got access to the house they stay in, amazing, and a karaoke evening. This is so low budget. Where's the Apprentice's budget gone? Jeremy credit, fuck off, please.
Ivan.
I'm extremely hardworking. I started from nothing. I now have a salon and...
Again, it's another really weak defence from who I suspect is going to go home. Oh yeah, no, outside of this, I'm really strong, I'm great, I've done all these things, I'm amazing. But there's no defence of what you've actually done in this task, and that's what you're assessed against, especially at this point. It's not about what you're going to do in the future or what you've done in the distant past. It's what you've done this week and maybe last week. And she doesn't, and there's no defence for that at all. It's just I work really hard and I try really hard, and I built myself up from nothing, and okay, great, but so have most of the people in this process, so that's not actually very useful, and so as a result I'm going to have to get rid of you, which is what I think is going to happen here. I think he's going to get rid of her because she hasn't defended herself, and it's the same as last week. Emma did not really defend herself. I tried really hard. Didn't make you sales, did you? Technically no, but yeah. You need someone with at least the desire and the will to defend themselves. If they don't have that, then they're not going to be able to do anything else you need them to do. If they don't desperately want to stay, then let them go.
But on balance, Ivan, I don't think in the last two tasks we've actually heard much from you or seen you do much. So I'm sorry to say, Ivan, you're fired.
Thank you, Lord Sugar. Thank you.
I was right. In conclusion, then, I think the right person maybe went home. I think Amber Rose probably needs to take a bit more responsibility there. Ultimately, the market was too small, but I think they still could have won if the AI voice hadn't changed that. Go and check out the full episode on BBC iPlayer. Anyway, I've got to go. There's someone trying to kill me, so I'll see you next week.